Good morning. Happy Wednesday, third grade. Hope you are doing well on this morning where it's finally supposed to start to get warm in the middle of May. How nice. Um, and I hope that you are staying safe at this time. I just want to remind you of how much I miss you. It's a lot. So, yeah. Today we're going to read chapter 4. I think it's chapter 4. Chapter 4, it says, consider the paperclip. What could be so important about a paperclip? Let's read to find out, shall we? Read a book, write a book report, draw a picture. That was the assignment Mrs. Jules put up on the board. Dana's picture showed a giraffe studying a map. She had drawn a large question mark over the giraffe's head. Her book report only had to be 1 page, but she had written 2 whole pages. The Lost Giraffe was her favorite book ever. Now all she needed was a paperclip. She searched her desk. She found quite a few pencils, mostly broken. There were lots of erasers and crayon nubs, like little pieces of crayon. There was a crumb-covered pink piece of paper that had come off the bottom of a cupcake. Oh. Oh no, oh no, oh no, she moaned as she continued to search. She raised her hand. Yes, Dana, said Mrs. Jules. I need a new paperclip. But I gave you one at the beginning of the year, said Mrs. Jules. I know, Mrs. Jules. I'm sorry. I just can't find it. Mrs. Jules sighed. I'm very disappointed in you, Dana. I need a new paperclip too, said Joe. Mrs. Jules glared at him, that angry look. What did you do with the one I gave you? She demanded. I think I used it on my science homework, said Joe. I handed that back yesterday, said Mrs. Jules. Didn't you save the paperclip? I guess not, Joe admitted. Bibi was finishing up the last part of her picture. Paperclip, please, she said, without looking up from her work. One for me, too, said Calvin. Mrs. Jules slammed her hand on her desk. Do you think paperclips grow on trees? She asked. I don't know, said Calvin. I gave each one of you a paperclip at the beginning of the year. It was your responsibility to take care of it. She opened her desk drawer, took out her paperclip box, and opened it. There are only 6 left, she said, shaking her head in dismay, like sadness. Oh, can I have one, said Joy. I can't find mine. Mrs. Jules was too angry to reply. She moved to the front of the room. You children are so spoiled, she said. Do you have any idea what it takes to make just one paperclip? She held up one of her last remaining paperclips. Look at that perfect double loop, she said. The way it gleams in the light, almost like a mirror. Her anger seemed to melt away as she marveled at the magnificent metal masterpiece. It takes a lot of very talented people and years of training and hard work, she explained. First, there's the wire maker. Paperclip wire has to be just right, not too stiff, but not too wiggly either. Then there's the wire polisher, she continued. That's who gives a paperclip its special gleam. And the wire cutter who cuts each wire into the precise length. And finally, the most important, the master bender. The bender carefully bends the wire into the perfect double loop. She put her hand over her heart. Sadly, in these rush, hurry days, not too many young people study the art of paperclip bending. There are only a handful of master benders left in the whole world, and who knows, in 10 to 20 years, there might not be any. Everyone will have to switch to staples. That is so sad, said Dana. Mrs. Jules gave the paperclip to Dana. Now don't lose it. I won't, Dana promised. Let me see, said Bibi. Dana proudly showed Bibi her new paperclip. It's so beautiful, said Bibi, admiring the double loops. I've never noticed before. I'm going to be a paperclip bender when I grow up, said Calvin. Mrs. Jules smiled at Calvin. She had never been more proud of a student. Goals. I don't remember seeing paperclip bender in your career wax museum projects, but hey, who knows? All right, guys, see you later.